But in particular, I think the knight d5 is very often connected with a very specific idea. After bishop g3.
I feel this is a teachable moment after bishop g3, because many people think you should automatically go bishop h2, which is true after knight h5. But here it's much more logical to keep your bishop here and leave this square for your king, so you have a luft. Also, the bishop can occasionally go here. So don't go bishop h2.
What I wanted to say is that bishop h6 is very often a move they at least consider in these types of positions. Because the bishop on g7, it normally is your pride and joy in these types of structures, but here it's not doing very much. And playing bishop f4, sometimes even knight f4, but if white goes rook e1, knight f4 is a bit empty because the bishop just retreats to f1. But bishop f4 is not all that stupid. Although it is, you do waste a lot of time doing it. Yeah, you do waste a lot of time doing this, and I believe I even had similar positions against Kamsky, and yeah, I felt like maybe I shouldn't have spent four moves on this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Queen d2, and your king is a little soft.
So knight d5, bishop g3 on the board. Other option would be
some pieces.
Yeah, he goes b5.
b5.
Yeah, he is in a very decisive mood today. That's an interesting option. I guess the knight goes to d2 because knight f3, knight e3, fe. I don't particularly like this structure change. It's not impossible, but if you imagine black playing bishop b7 and bringing the knight over to f6, aesthetically black's position is a lot more pleasing. It's some tempi away. First of all, you need to secure the pawn on b5, so you have to probably waste a tempo on something like a6. And already here, white, if he wants to, can play e4 and bishop d3, queen e2. This is not so horrible. Yeah, I'm starting to think if knight e3 is not a very serious move here.
b5, of course, nice move positionally, stopping c5 forever, establishing this knight, but it also weakens stuff.
Yeah.
And if we just go back, what do you want? You want to go a6?
I think a6 because before a3 I don't
b4,
like. Yeah, you only play b4 after white forces you to.
Not before.
Yeah. And now once again, if you get bishop b7, knight d7, knight f6, and this knight on d5 is a fantastic piece. In particular, if you manage to sort of secure the c pawn on c2, where it never gets any further.
So a4 is probably not critical, but if we can't do that, then yeah, black has the same plan.
Well, you can start by playing c3 and ask black if he will be fast enough. You'd probably play knight d7 first to have rook b8 in this position. Yeah, this is a kind of a structure black, I think, aims for. If he gets all his moves in, knight 7, f6, bishop, I don't know, d7, c6, if he gets this kind of a structure, you start preferring black, frankly, because white doesn't have very much in terms of constructive plans, and black can play almost on any side. Which is why I think knight e3 is very interesting, because it changes the character of the game quite significantly.
You probably have to take, right? Queen c6.
I think, yeah, queen c6 looks weird. Not impossible, but looks a bit. Also, takes knight g2 might just win, no? No, that's maybe a bit strong, but
tactics on the diagonal.
Yeah,
I want knight e5.
but then I have e4 in the end, so you.
I can't do it.
No, but seriously though, takes knight g2. I think the only move in this position is queen b7.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Yeah, followed by either d5 or knight c6, but both moves look very, very awkward.
We'll see. So it seems like after knight e3 he should take pawn takes.
Yeah, you can play queen c6 here to stop e4 for one move, but after bishop d3, I mean, stopping it consistently will be extremely hard. Queen e2 is also
another
tempo.
Here.
Yeah. No, I think knight e3 is a very serious option, simply because the black pieces are not developed fast enough.
Also because the knight is under attack.
Yeah, because, as mentioned, normally I would stay away from this structure if black already had more pieces out and could fight for the e4 square. But if white does actually get fe, e4, bishop d3, c3, queen e2, it feels like a very, very playable structure for him. Although, if e4 is met by e5, you're also not that happy even there. Let's just let's discuss this. Let's say a6, we play e4, black plays knight d7, or maybe even the immediate e5, but let's start with knight d7. You make a move of some description. He refused to make a move of any description. Let's, I don't know, c3. c3 cannot be a mistake here. Bishop b7, bishop d3, and black just goes e5 here. This is very double-edged.
Yep.
Because we have weakened our king side by removing the pawn from f2. The pawn on e4 might get pressured by rook e8, and maybe even doubling the rooks on the a file, on the e file. If you play g5, you've killed off your own play. Your pieces start looking a bit silly. Yeah.
Looks fine for black.
Yeah, looks fine for black. Might still be.
Do I have to go for this?
Well, you can go for c3, a4 once again.
About this, yeah.
But no, I think we always start with knight g7. We need rook b8 as an option, as black here. And Magnus already disagreed with all of this because he played knight g2.
Yeah, he doesn't like weaknesses.
Very understandable, but he still needs to show something after a6 here. Black
Maybe
is
not. Maybe he's just gonna play rook e1, c3, have a look around.
But I think black achieves like the absolute best edition of what he is trying to achieve in the structure if white doesn't get anything immediately here. That is more or less exactly the setup you want to get.
Looks like neither player is particularly interested in the position they have on the board. And looking for ways to not even muddy the waters, but
well, he needs to figure out what to do with his pieces because I mean, you can make a number of moves on autopilot. In particular, the c4, c3, a4 plan doesn't require much thought. In a blitz game, I think you just play c3, a4 here, and but first of all, you have to figure out if it gives you any advantage, and secondly, if it doesn't give you any advantage, you have to come up with an alternative. But this is by far the most obvious plan white has.
So we did this
and rook b8.
And this.
If you take play queen b3, I can play knight 7 f6, and bishop takes b5 is never really a move you particularly want to make. Yeah, because it will get recaptured after queen b6, and white is just much worse. This bishop on g3 is just so horrible. Yeah. Whoa, board. b4 might be playable in some positions, but in general, why would you allow c4, d5? Now this is going to be a strategic battle, because I don't think white gets anywhere on the queen side, at least not immediately. And
is there somebody standing there, or is it just darkness? Maybe it's just darkness.
His old friend or something. And there's I think the Aronian Kramnik game is the early frontrunner for a conclusion of something. Yeah, rook dc8 probably will end peacefully, which is sort of okay for, I mean, not really, they're both on -1.
Yeah.
Neither of them will be particularly...
Magnus, with every white draw, is going to get angrier and angrier.
Yeah.
In his final 3 games, I think it's black against Kramnik, black against Anand, and white against...
We can cheat and look it up, actually, yeah.
I think round 8. White against Kayakin, of course, yeah. The rematch.
We have that to look forward to.
And GM Arjan is suspecting it's not the real Magnus, it's his twin. I don't think he has many siblings, but no twins that I'm aware of. Would be strange if he had a twin that was not as good at chess, but still like a 2-7-90 player.
Yeah, that's a weird idea.
And I'm still waiting for him to reveal his plan with his hair. He's been teasing us about a big plan for his hair, but we don't yet know what it is. The current favorite, I believe, or main theory is that he's going for a man bun. And still has to grow it out a bit further.
Really?
Yeah. but I'm not sure if that will happen.
Yeah, no.
Also, this of course is pure speculation as usual. During Grenke he mentioned that a doctor told him he now needed to wear glasses during chess games, but maybe he feels like his results wearing glasses haven't been great, so he sort of got rid of them for one game today. We'll find out, or we won't. He's hard to read.
Yeah, Rook A8 played by MVL, as we've seen on our screen.
Yeah, I'm expecting a draw here. I don't think... Well, White has obviously nothing, and I don't think MVL will pose many problems here after the exchange of both rooks.
Maybe you keep one, but
yeah,
you, like, take with the bishop and...
But the rook on A1 is also not completely useless.
No, not at all, but you still have to pay attention to the C3 pawn. It might not be horrible to take with the bishop and then return it to D5. Yeah, just go back to D5 and, I don't know, H5, King G7.
No, if anybody's better, it's black.
Yeah, the rook on A3 is not really such a proud piece here.
And we're being informed that Magnus apparently forgot his glasses today, according to the confessional. Confessional box where the players can share all their deepest secrets. It's shown on the Norwegian TV show. And yeah, keep us informed about confessional developments, because we don't know.
Yeah, Anish is very deep in the tank here. Yeah. -1 after 6 rounds now, including 2 rounds in a row where he had white.
Yeah, he won't be happy. He's going for a last-ditch checkmating plan, but probably Maxime will spot that and play something like King
Yeah,
G7.
no, he isn't even going for that. So sad.
Let's show.
Even this doesn't... We're struggling to win even this position.
How?
Which is a sad indictment.
This maybe?
Yeah, this probably works.
Finally. But yeah, all of this a bit unlikely, and this game, I don't know, maybe they will repeat thrice, just to make sure they're obeying all the rules.
Careful, Lawrence will tell you thrice is not a word now.
Obi thrice. Magnus does not look happy.
But there's no particular reason for him to look happy. I think they will actually go for the exchange of every single pawn. Maxime will now take on G4 and allow F4, F5. They do not wish to call the arbiter, so they will actually destroy everything on the board.
He does have a full head of hair, does he not?
The hot topic of the day.
Not the day. It's been a while that this situation has been grooming.
Yeah, bishop e7. Maxime will now check that bishop e7 doesn't lose the pawn ending, because it would be a bit ridiculous to lose this when trying to exchange every single piece. But yeah, bishop e7 does not lose.
Will Magnus go king g5? Practical chances? Or will he play f5? No, not messing around. He's not in the mood. Gf, and probably also not in the mood to play king f4.
No.
Draw. Not really agreed, but hard to blame them for not continuing the fight for the opposition here. Yeah, not a great tournament for Magnus Carlsen. Another white game lost, and that's been a bit of a trend for everybody, even though Levon and Anish have been showing some ideas. It's hard to do anything with white.
Yeah,